On October 22, 2022, many members of the Houston art scene gathered at the opening of the exhibition Robin Utterback Everything Shows at Foltz Fine Art in Houston, Texas. Sitting amongst paintings many had not seen for years, those who knew Robin shared their memories of the friend and respected artist they once knew.
It's a very powerful show. It's beautiful.
It's wonderful to see this work again.
It's like seeing part of our early life, things that we saw a long time ago.
Looking at his earlier work and to see it all in juxtaposition here on the walls, it's really amazing.
It's wonderful to see shadows of work that he did with me.
I just see that he really loves paint and forms, and through time his vision evolved, but there's a surprising mixture of color and not color, contrast, and like this piece behind me, very subtle. And it's making me see my friend in a different light. I love that. You know, it's so great because now the man is gone, but the painter survives, or the drawer, or the ceramicist. And I love that people are seeing him in a new way, and I get to see him in a new way.
I'm really attached to the art on paper, a lot of which was lost from the fire. So it's really nice to see him.
And for me, it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I know his work from friends owning his work. Sit at this table and have a wonderful dinner, and I stare at this piece at this person's house or this other piece. But I've never seen his work together except in a very traumatic situation. So it's just really, it's like a phoenix, you know, coming out of the ashes. It's really beautiful, and it's about time.
He really liked people to come and see his work and talk about it.
Bill Lassiter, he was a very good friend, first of all, but he was a good friend to a lot of people in the Houston art world. Bill Lassiter's collection was impressive. It was a history of really the Houston art world going into his house. He had pieces from Robin's career, from various stages of Robin's career. One of the things that is great about him was that it seems that he bought the very first work that a lot of artists had ever sold in Houston. I believe that he bought the first pieces that Robin ever sold. I think it was through Bill that I met Robin. Bill was a very good person at having soirees and inviting people over to his house, drinks. Cocktail hour was sacred, and it was always a very festive, art-filled, gossip-filled thing that, you know, art and gossip are things that I always think of Robin eminently for. He could be the gossipiest person around, and of course a great artist. Bill Lassiter was a big conduit to bring all of that together, which was pretty special, I thought.
Sometime in the probably early 80s, there was an exhibit in the Chem in the basement, and I saw these paintings, and I was just blown away. They were huge. There was a party, and at the very end, I said goodbye to Bertrand's girlfriend, and she said, "You mean you don't know about Robin Utterback?" And I just pounced on him practically and said, "No, but I've always wanted to." And he said, "Well, you know." So then he invited me to his house to look at his paintings that he was doing right then. And I was going to Germany, I think, a week later, and I looked at the paintings and I thought, those would never work as an inspiration for a quilt. They're too busy and too intricate. And then I went home, and instead of sleeping that night, I was thinking of the paintings. And so the next morning I called him and said, "Can I come by again? Because I think I can make a quilt out of them." He said, "I make one for me and one for you." And so I started working. And I worked on the first one for like a year and a half. And he said, "I never take that long for a painting." He finally saw it, he loved it. By that time, we had become friends.
In addition to all this beautiful painting and drawing and ceramics that he did, he was a mosaic artist. And we have 2 of his mosaic pieces that are just phenomenal.
Those are Robin's?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
It was just like a light went out of our lives when he died. He had that quality of just curiosity and just brought light wherever he was.
Looking back now, it's really great to see that was all worth it. And to see you all pull out the ceramics and pull out the drawings and to see things in a new way. And to see people looking right now at the work who didn't know him, but he knew a lot of people the world over. So when he died, people came out of the woodwork. It's interesting to see a new generation of people who know him through his painting.